Fala, galera! Relembre a entrevista que trouxe o brasileiro Alex Poatan para o UFC e veja o que Daniel Cormier falou quando Poatan ganhou o cinturão dos pesos médios.
And then there's this ultimate bad guy who was just in some fucking bar in Brazil and then Izzy had to open his mouth.
Primeiro veja a entrevista que fez Poatan vir ao UFC e virar campeão.
Earlier on, I had a fight night where kickboxing fight. People were like, "Oh, you know, if you leave it to the judges, that was the Glory World title fight." And I won that fight, but then I didn't finish the guy. People were like, "Oh, well, that's what happens when you leave it to the judges." But that's easier said than when you're actually in the fucking ring trying to do the work. But then, yeah, this fight I fought and I got knocked out. My first and only ever knockout loss, and then my only back-to-back loss as well. So for me, it was a lot of learning. But I'm glad it happened because I wouldn't be here where it was. And even the same guy now he watches all my fights, and every time I fight, like clockwork, he'll try and put something out like, I beat this guy. But I've never ever watched any of his fights, ever. So at the end of the day, no one knows who the fuck he is. And he's going to be that guy when I'm world champion, when I'm a legend. He's going to be at some pub talking some shit about, I beat that guy one time, trying to get a dick sucked from a crack whore or some shit. Anyone who wants to beat me should have done it yesterday, because every fucking day I'm getting better, man. I'm just like in the gym, working, losing. And that's how I learned as well, because I get my ass handed to me in the gym a lot. So yeah, it happens there, so it never happens in a fight.
E veja o que Daniel Cormier falou dessa entrevista.
Alex Pereira kicked my leg. I was like, this shit hurts.
That dude has the weirdest leg kicks. They're so sneaky.
My cousin had the
He's so clever at it.
My cousin had the greatest analogy for Pereira. He goes, he is Thanos. Literally just collecting fucking stones, infinity stones. He's like, he goes, I love Marvel. He goes, it was like when Thanos showed up.
Yeah.
And he's just collecting infinity stones. There's a timeline. You know there's a bad guy. And then there's this ultimate bad guy who was just in some fucking bar in Brazil, and then Izzy had to open his mouth.
Isn't that crazy?
If Izzy just shut the fuck up, he would have stayed where he was. But I mean, it's like a delayed, it's like a delayed reaction on the kick. But if Izzy would have just shut up, this dude would have stayed in Brazil.
That dude is so sneaky with that kick.
And if you get too close, he's gonna punch you.
Yeah. Well, he's so long, and he's also so odd in his striking
His
movements.
He's like this tall.
Yeah.
He's tall.
They're very odd.
And he's like, and if you get close, it's the right hand. Even that thing he does when he's walking out and he does this will thing and he throws his combination.
Yeah.
It doesn't look fluid. He's like boom, boom, boom. But you know, like if that dude hits you with that, you're going to sleep.
You go to sleep. Everybody goes to sleep.
Yuri's in there dancing and shit. Yuri's like doing all kind of like weird stuff, right? And Alex is like,
just stone face.
Stone face. Like
Yeah.
I'm going
It was
to.
one of the greatest stare downs ever.
I'm going to kill you. Is what he's thinking. Like this dance your weird ass. I'm going to kill you.
Who's the guy that he scissor kicked? He scissor kneed Michaelitis?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I thought you were lying, bro. I thought you were lying. The whole time, Joe, I'm sitting to your right. I'm like, man, Joe Rogan up in here lying to me, telling me this dude, this good. He's this, DC. I'm telling you. Because I'll be honest with you. I had watched him a little bit. I hadn't watched all of his kickboxing. I was like, okay, this dude's supposed to be good. Let me watch a little bit. It's kickboxing. And you come in and you're like, DC, wait until you see this Pereira in real life. And I'm like, okay, he's good, DC. He might be the best kickboxer that we've ever had. Well, Izzy's here. You know, like Izzy's here. He knocked out Izzy twice, DC. I'm telling you.
Knocked him out once.
Or knocked him out once, beat him by decision. And I'm like, yeah, that. And then he does that, and I look over and I go, oh my God, you were telling the truth.
Dude, he's something fierce.
I mean, this is Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Bro,
With a left hook. With a left hook.
I mean, the guy who's now the middleweight champion.
Champion of the world.
Yeah, and he took him out easy.
A year.
Yeah.
He was the champ in a year.
Dude, he's got 2 world titles and 11 fights.
In 2 years.
It's insane.
He's been in the UFC. Dude, I don't know, Joe, if we had, and he's here in Austin. So I'm going to go hang out with him later.
Nice.
I'm going to see Pereira. I like him too.
I love that dude.
He smiles.
Yeah.
He actually smiles. Before he just didn't smile.
Pessoal, parece que essa entrevista mudou toda a história de Alex Poatan e do UFC. Concordam? Deixe seu comentário.